else.
You gonna post it on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh. Starting.
Ridge, how many years you been in soccer?
What?
No, not Ridge, I'm sorry. Tyler, how many years you been in soccer?
I was in soccer for 3 years up to my junior year. Now I'm a cross country kid.
Okay, I wonder why it's so
Well, yeah, I'm better about it.
I'm putting them on the desk right here.
Soccer is fun, though.
I'm putting it on this desk right here.
Rich, I think we'll be better back there.
Best American president.
Hold on, wait, hold on. I didn't know you were starting.
Give you a thumbs up.
Alright. Starting this.
Does that sound good? Say what? Yeah, if it's like something like, I have somebody in 4th hour selling a car, for example, like you can't bring that in, and like, I think somebody else in 4th hour selling their cat. Yeah, so like if it's something that you can't, you're not allowed to bring to school, you could, but you need to like make sure you think of modeling it too, like demonstrating it. So you shouldn't just have like a picture of your cat. It needs to be like doing. Ridge, I'm ready when you are.
Picking up real quick, hold on.
I don't know. Are we ready for this, Ridge?
Yeah. Let's start this.
I don't know if we are. You're on a different level, Ridge.
Is it in full screen or not? No.
There you go.
Alright, well, let's start it now.
Okay.
Today I'm going to talk about why you should buy my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has heartwarming content. It makes you feel good to watch it. My YouTube channels are growing all the time. I first started my YouTube. When I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber. You're like one of those really big ones. Like the ones like Mr. Beast has like 100 and something thousand. And I want to be able to pay people like Mr. Beast, you know, give money out to people in need. Make people have whatever they want when they want, you know. And like,
What would you do? What would you do if you were a YouTuber? How would you do that?
make really good videos and probably have a Lamborghini.
Have a Lamborghini as a result.
Yeah.
So which one did you do? So you did
11.
You did 11. So when I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And I want to make lots of money, so I can give that money away.
Yep.
I'll also some of it away. Okay. I'll also buy a Lamborghini. What's the third thing you'll do with that?
What's it called?
I make good videos, what I said.
Make what?
Good videos.
Make more and more good videos with better equipment because I have more money to buy it.
Yeah.
So I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up for the money I'll make, the cars I can buy, and the equipment I can buy to be a better YouTuber. That's the outline.
Alright.
Okay. All right. Who's going next? All right. Good.
Jimmy Carter is the best American president speech. I think that Jimmy Carter is the best American president, not necessarily for his time that he was in office, but for his dedication to America throughout his life. The times were different back in the late 70s and the early 80s. Now our presidents are able to get out their messaging through a non-stop flow of cable news and the internet. When President Carter was in office, he could only rely on the big three, CBS, NBC, and ABC, nightly news, to get his message out. As soon as many Americans focused on his failures, like the Iran hostage situation, President Carter's accomplishments were lost in the day of the news. The pardoning of the Vietnam draft dodgers was a tremendous step for the healing of the country. The Camp David Accord, when aware, an incredible achievement in foreign policy, and no one could dispute that President Carter's non-stop commitment to America and had the world has been most selfless and honorable quest of any president. On day 2 of his presidency, Carter honored his campaign promise. On January 21st, 1977, President Carter gained an unconditional pardon of hundreds of thousands of men who fled and hid from the being drafted into the Vietnam War. Doesn't make sense. At this time in history, President Carter faced a lot of criticism from veterans groups and others, letting lawbreakers, unapologetic people took off the hook for committing crimes against America. President Carter saw it differently. He understood that since the end of the Vietnam War, over 209,517 men had been formally charged with violating draft laws. Since that time has ended, and many look at Carter's compassion for individuals' human life as inspirational. The David Accords are another area that President Carter's compassion for individuals and human life set him apart. On September 5th, 1978, President Carter met with three Prime Minister Menachem Begin, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat, and all of their staff to try to find peace in the unstable Middle East. After 13 days in isolation, on September 17, 1978, the group signed the groundbreaking Camp David Accords. This agreement stated that Prime Minister Begin Israel would give back the Sinai Peninsula that they had taken control of the Sixth Day of War in 1967. In return, President Sadat promised the peace and full diplomatic relations from Egypt to Israel. This is yet another time President Carter was a huge humanitarian and man of peace and brought change to the world. Most presidents faced off the sunset as their term in office, but the true humanitarian and man of peace Carter is not letting that happen. One of President Carter's major philosophic adventures was habit formulation. President Carter became the first volunteer for Habitat for Humanity in 1984 in Americus, Georgia. From there, he worked on an unstaffed New York group trying to build apartments for 19 families. The Carter Work Project joined with Habitat for Humanity to build more than 4,300 homes that are considered Carter's homes. President Carter's humanitarian efforts with Habitat for Humanity had stretched to 14 countries around the world and have gone on for 40 years. This true dedication is unmatched by any other president of anytime. Okay, almost done. Jimmy Carter's achievements and dedication to humanity and peace have truly made him the best American president. To the best, it takes more than the time a president is in office. President Carter accomplished were lost in the news of the day, but have remembered in the passage of time. The parroting of the Vietnam draft dodgers was a tremendous step for healing the country. The Camp David Accords were incredible achievement for foreign policies, and no one can dispute that President Carter's non-stop commitments to America and the world through humanity causes like the Carter Work Project and Habitat for Humanity has been the most selfish and honorable quest of any U.S. president, making President Jimmy Carter the best American president. The American President speech. I think that Jimmy Carter is the best American president, not necessarily for his time that he was in office, but for his dedication to America throughout his life. The times were different back in the late 70s and the early 80s. Now, that is loud and annoying. Now our presidents are able to get their messaging through a non-stop flow of cable news and the internet. When President Carter was in office, he could only rely on the big three, CBS, NBC, and ABC Nightly News, to get his message out. As many Americans focused on his failures, like the Iran hostage situation, President Carter accomplished accomplishments were lost in the day of the news. The parting of the Vietnam draft dodgers was a tremendous step for healing the country. The Camp David Accords were an incredible achievement in foreign policy, and no one can dispute President Carter's nonstop commitment to America and the world has been the most selfless and honorable quest of any U.S. president. On day 2 of his presidency, President Carter honored his campaign promises. In 1977, President Carter gained a pardon for hundreds of thousands of men who fled or hid from being drafted into the Vietnam War. At this time in history, President Carter faced a lot of criticism from veteran groups and others for letting people off the hook, committing crimes against America. President Carter saw it differently. He understood that since the end of the Vietnam War was over 200,000 men had been formally charged with violating draft laws. Since that time, the draft has been ended, and many look at Carter's compassion for individuals and human life as inspirational. The Camp David Accords are another area that President Carter's compassion for individuals and human life set him apart. On September 5, 1978, President Carter met with Israel Prime Minister, Egyptian President, and all their staff to try to find peace in the very unstable Middle East. After 13 days, the group signed the Camp David Accords. This agreement stated that the president from Israel would give back the territory that they had taken control of during the 6th day of the war in 1967. In return, the Egyptian president would promise peace. This is yet another time President Carter, a man of peace, brought about change to the world. Most presidents fade off into the sunset after their term in office, but the true man of peace that Carter would not let that happen. One of President Carter's major contributions was to a charity called Habitat for Humanity. President Carter first became a volunteer in 1984 in Georgia. From there, he helped understaffed New York group trying to build apartments for 19 families. The Carter Work Project joined with Habitat for Humanity to build more than 4,000 homes. President Carter's efforts with Habitat for Humanity have stretched over to 14 countries around the world and have gone on for over 40 years. This dedication is unmatched by any other president of any time. Jimmy Carter's achievements and dedications to peace have truly made him the best American president. To be best it takes more than the time the president is in office. President Carter's accomplishments were lost in the news of the day, but remain remembered in the passage of time. The parting of Vietnam draft war dodgers was a tremendous step for healing the country. The Camp David Accords were an incredible achievement in foreign policies, and no one can dispute that. President Carter's nonstop commitment to America and the world caused through the Carter Work Project and Habitat for Humanity has been the most selfless and honorable quest of any U.S. president, making Jimmy Carter the best American president. Alright, that's it.
Yes, because I need them for salt, not for flavor.
What's that?
You're still gonna eat them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, is that like the...
Is it easy to go to?
You can make a great
Oh,
cereal.
I didn't know if the top
Yeah.
or what.
What?
No, but now I want to.
Chair?
You can get a box of cereal.
No, get like the cinnamon ones or something. That would actually be good.
Dude, I would actually call this a cereal.
I would try it. Like they have flavors that would be good with cereal.
Cheese
cereal.
No, there's sweet flavors though.
You know what cheese is?
No,
Milk.
it's not here.
Okay, not.
Milk cereal.
Get everybody slightly expired. Actually, it's slightly more.
No, it's
Yeah,
part of
it's
it.
funny. It's funny, it's funny.
Goldfish is good by themselves.
Well, so is milk.
Got it.
Preferences is my Here you go.
No, thank you.
9 seconds, well, you got it.
We all have our own preferences and my preference is goldfish. Goldfish means goldfish.
Yum, yum, yum.
You want me to? So my head is yeah, sure.
So did you guys end up, liking these group presentations better than some?
Oh, that's wrong, yeah. Well, I have a lot of emails in there.
Yes, I did.
I want to read all those.
We talked about this. I have a lot of
Hey Ray, do you want me to just focus on your face
Yeah.
the entire time? Just your face?
Me.
Alright, just you. Hey, stop swaying so much. It's hard to focus on you.
Need clean water. Stop dumping garbage into the oceans. Background. The ocean is the largest ecosystem on planet Earth and contains 94% of the entire planet's wildlife. Ocean pollution has devastating effects on marine life and ecosystem. This problem has been going on since the late 1960s and the early 1970s and continues now. Introduction. Each year there are thousands of fish die because of plastic and dangerous chemicals in our ocean. Scientists have found out in February 26, 2020 that it's taken $150 billion to clean our ocean because of the ocean's trash.
Okay, facts and statistics. Plastic waste makes up 80% of all marine pollution, and around 8 to 10 million metric tons of plastic end up in ocean each year. Plastic and pollution in the ocean has a devastating impact on marine life and ecosystems. The most obvious one being the damaged plastic and harmful chemicals causes animals and oceans to suffer and lose their homes. Statistics, which is 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic waste estimated to be in our oceans. 269,000 tons float 4 billion microfibers per kilometer square dwell below the surfaces. 70% of our debris sinks into the ocean's ecosystem. 15 floats and 15 lands on our beaches. In the past 10 years, we've made more plastic than in the last century. In the ocean, plastic debris injures and kills fish and seabirds. And marine mammals. Marine plastic pollution has impacted at least 267 species worldwide, including 86% of all sea turtles, 44% of seabird species, and 43% of all marine mammal species.
Marine pollution is a combination of chemicals and trash. Most of the trash comes from everyday beach visits and from land-based organic includes pesticides, chemical waste, cleaning products, garbage, and sewage. This pollution results in damage to the environment and to the health of all organisms to the ecosystem structure worldwide, including our lakes, rivers, and oceans.
Why do we need to pick up trash from our oceans? We need to pick up trash from our oceans because if we don't pick up trash from our oceans, then sea life that lives in the ocean will get sick and unhealthy. Also, if we have trash in our oceans, then our water would not be unhealthy and not safe to drink. Now picture the world a better place. If
Oh, wait, I like that.
50,000,
It's fine.
5 billion was spent on it, it would help the sea life have cleaner and healthy water to live in, and also it would help our planet and us stay healthy when having clean water.
You should invest all of your 5 million because it could save the sea animals. To help save sea life animals, switch to reusable water bottles that would save your money and save our ocean friends.
Have our ocean look like this? Not this.
One. Not like that.
Here's some quotes that we found. Plastic waste is now found in the most remote areas of the planet. It kills marine life and is doing major harm to communities that depend on fishing and tourism. Antonio Gutters.
Conservation is the preservation of life on Earth, and that is, beyond all else, it is worth fighting for. Rob Stewart.
No water, no life, no blue, no green.
Sylvie Earle.
Sylvie Earle.
Here's some pictures that we consider to go to your nearest ocean and clean up.
We don't want our animals to look like that.
Here's the sources that we found.
Actually, like phoned that a little bit. What if I
Phone behind you. My phone's behind you recording.
Then I kind of kept pausing and everything. I know. I'm kind of. I don't know. It's okay.
Rain. I would like her to turn one. I would heard when you were talking. Alright, Grace, obviously, you read too much from your computer, and that's the thing where, every day, and every time, have that type she's gonna help you. I thought that your story was good and very sincere. You had your own quote. I thought it was cute about your Sion or whatever. Sion,
yeah. I was in the hospital when I was like 6 where I'm in with her. That time with everybody. That was like a little because I knew there was like a cliche, so it was really good training. So we would have
right, that's true. I thought you did have to do eye contact at that time. You did a little bit, the women gestures, and you did have nice facial expressions, but obviously you didn't rehearse too much. Your verbal skills are generally pretty strong, so that's good. But the nonverbal and the cadence of rehearsal and type speech.
So it's like,
yeah, you wiggle the,
yeah.
Okay, right, but you have to learn to speak. Okay, Rich?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
My speech is about my grandma that died in 2021. Have you ever had a grandma you loved? The purpose of this speech is to share memories and honor Nani. Nani was my grandma that lived in Jamestown, Tennessee. She has She had 6 children, 18 grandchildren, and 28 great-grandchildren. She had 3 since she died, grandchildren. She had 1 kid that died, and she had 1 grandkid that died, that passed away. And Nani was proud and loved them all. She sent us birthday cards and Christmas cards.
Peggy was 84 years old. She was married to Doyle. Doyle was born on October 9th, 1940, and died in May 1995. Some of Nani's jobs include, but are not limited to, a school teacher, a garment worker, a CNA, a housemaker. She was born in Cravingstown, Tennessee on April 2nd, 1937. She was nice, caring, fun, and loved her grandkids more than anything. We often took trips down there every summer, and we still do, to visit other family that live down there. Once we walked across the rope bridge. Nani was my grandma. She meant a lot to me. Here's a quote that I will use is, "Live life like grandma." She passed away on December 10th, 2021 at the age of 84 from COVID-19 and diabetes. People often take life for granted, and we should appreciate the people around us. Yeah, that's it.
202.
Right in time. 202.
Okay. Nani, huh? Or not? Is that right, Nani?
Yeah. Her name was Peggy, but we called her Nani.
Can you take that so you can see it?
Yeah, hold on.
I actually like felt that a little bit because like what if I like do say this is coming, but then I kind of like kept pausing and everything. I know I kind of I don't know. It's okay.
Braden, I would like you to turn front out of courtesy when people are talking, okay, and kind of watch them. All right, Grace, obviously, you read too much from your computer, and that's one thing where, that extra day and extra time, having a type sheet is gonna help you. I thought that your story was good and very sincere. You had your own quote. I thought it was cute about your Sion or whatever it is.
Sion, yeah. I was in the hospital, I want to say like 6 weeks before I moved in with her. And I called her every night, and that was like how we kind of built our bond about seeing each other.
Yes.
Before, because I moved in with her as a complete stranger, so it was really different trying to learn the way she lived and where I came from.
Right, that's true. I thought that you did have sweeping eye contact at times. You wiggled a little bit. There weren't any gestures, and you did have nice facial expression, but obviously you needed rehearsal too much. Your verbal skills are generally pretty strong, so that's good. But the nonverbal and then getting some rehearsal in the type speech.
So just like rehearsing it a few times before I do it.
Yeah, because you wiggled and
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you relied a little bit too heavily on your computer. Okay, Rich.
All right.
Yep.
My speech is about my grandma that died in 2021. Have you ever had a grandma you loved? The purpose of this speech is to share memories and honor Nani. Nani was my grandma that lived in Jamestown, Tennessee. She has She had 6 children, 18 grandchildren, and 28 great-grandchildren. She had 3 since she died, grandchildren. She had 1 kid that died, and she had 1 grandkid that died, that passed away. And Nani was proud and loved them all. She sent us birthday cards and Christmas cards. Peggy was 84 years old. She was married to Doyle. Doyle was born on October 9th, 1940, and died in May 1995. Some of Nani's jobs include, but are not limited to, a school teacher, a garment worker, a CNA, a housemaker. She was born in Cravingstown, Tennessee on April 2nd, 1937. She was nice, caring, fun, and loved her grandkids more than anything. We often took trips down there every summer, and we still do, to visit other family that live down there. Once we walked across the rope bridge. Nani was my grandma. She meant a lot to me. Here's a quote that I will use is, "Live life like grandma." She passed away on December 10th, 2021 at the age of 84 from COVID-19 and diabetes. People often take life for granted, and we should appreciate the people around us.
Oh, not time.
202.
Right in time. 202.
Okay. Nani, huh? Or not, is that right, Nani?
Yeah, her name was Peggy, but we called her Nani.
Yeah. Okay. And you take that so you can see it?
Yeah, hold on.
Gavin, Kate, Chase, Phillips.